The objective of this lesson is to understand the mid formula in Excel. And the mid formula basically allows us to pick up a subset of the content of a cell. For example, if I have a cell like this and I want to take the 3 and the 4 from this cell, I could use the mid formula. Now, in a previous lesson, we saw the left and the right formulas, which were allowing us to select part of the content of a cell starting either from the left side or from the right side. But we couldn't pick anything from the middle. And this is where the mid formula comes into play. Now, if you're interested into the left and right formulas, I'm going to put a link in the description to those lessons. So let's understand the parameters that you have in this mid formula. If I write here equal mid, I have 3 parameters. The first parameter is a text. So this is the text that I'm going to select. For example, I want to select this text. The second parameter is a starting number. What does starting number means? It means that if I want to pick up some data from the cell, where do I want to start to pick up the data? So for example, here in this case, I want to start from the beginning, from the left side. This is why I specified 1. And then the last parameter is the number of characters that you want to take out of the cell, which means, for example, in this case, I want 2 characters, so it will take the 1 and the 2. So let's select this in this example and close the parentheses and press enter. And you get 1, 2. As simple as that. We're going to try the same thing on this cell, and we're going to start at the 3rd position and take 3 characters. So if you do equal mid, then you take this text, then you do the start number 3, and then you pick up 3 characters. So what will happen? As you notice, it will give you 3, 4, 5. So the way this starting position works is that you have to see, this is the 3rd character that I have in my cell, right? You do -1, which means that it's going to start from the 3 and then onwards. This is how you think about it. So again, I will repeat this. If you have a starting position of 3, it means it will ignore the first 2 characters in the cell and then it will pick up the rest. And you have to be careful on one thing. If you have any non-text character, like for example a space, a dash, anything that you have in the cell, it will be counted as a character. So as an example, if I add a space here and I have the same formula, now it's going to pick up 2, 3, 4 instead of picking up 3, 4, 5 with the same formula. Let's try this on a full text. So we're going to do the same, equal mid, then I select my text, then I start with the 4th character. The 4th character, what does it mean? It means it will ignore the first 3, right? 1, 2, 3, so it starts at D. And then I want 2 characters, so I should get D and E. Another thing I want to show you with this formula, which is cool, is that let's assume here I had put 2 characters, but if I say 10, so I put much more than the length of this text, if you want. So what will it do? It will just take DEF. So even if I put 20, it will just take DEF, which is a cool feature that you have here. Another thing I will show you is, let's assume that instead of saying 4, you started at 10, which means that you will get nothing. So this formula recognizes this, that you started at a character that is even more than what you have in the cell, so it will give you nothing. So don't worry about those errors. The only place where you're going to get an error if you put a negative number for number of characters. So here you will get an error. And obviously the same applies for the starting position. You cannot have a negative starting position.